Yo, peace. What's good, fam? What's good, everybody? Just giving everybody time to get in. I know I probably should have let everybody know when the video was playing earlier at 4 o'clock that I was going to do a live at 5. It's just I've been doing a lot of just setting some stuff up. Normally, what I do is, y'all know I train. You know what I mean? So I'm a coach. I'm a personal fitness trainer as well, and a journalist. So I work out a lot. So I got a couple of clients. I got a lot of clients. So I got a lot of clients that I work with. But other than that, man, Mr. Agnes, what's going on, brother? Robert Brown, salute. What's going on with you? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. I should have just went ahead and just let everybody know, but we're gonna give everybody time to get in. I'm seeing I was shooting another video probably late on tonight about this Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford situation. I don't shoot a lot of videos on that. It's because it's just a bunch of talk. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford made his position known that he's not going to accept the 60-40 with Errol Spence, and it doesn't seem like that fight is going to materialize. So I don't really talk about it. I kind of let other people talk about it. And Terrence Crawford is my favorite fighter. But as it relates to the subject at hand, the topic about this, Deontay Wilder being the face of boxing, and Deontay Wilder is in control of the heavyweight division. I mean, come on, man. Now no fighter has that kind of power or control, So yeah, Robert Brown, I heard Fanon got kicked out of the LDBC, and that's a shame. That's a shame he got kicked out because you know what? I mean, Fanon represented for the LDBC real hard. He represented for them strong. You know what I mean? So and that is facts. He did do that. He represented for the LDBC strong. Why he got kicked out, I have no idea. I don't feel sorry for him. Between Fanon and Drew the Midget, I really can't, you know what I mean? I can't even fathom. Those guys are crazy. It's like, when you say certain things that this person is this and that person is that, like, where's your proof? Like, I would respect them more if they just said, you know what? If Deontay Wilder is holding up the heavyweight division, he's preventing Anthony Joshua and Fury from fighting each other. Anthony Joshua didn't say that because this would directly affect Anthony Joshua if that's the case. Eddie Hearn didn't say that. So basically, and Deontay Wilder didn't say that. Wilder didn't even say that he's holding up the heavyweight division and he's preventing Fury from fighting Anthony Joshua. This is stuff that they come up with. And the fact that they're able to say this stuff with a straight face to their audience, and their audience is their audience. Their audience is on this Marxist, pro-black Marxism. And let me show you how this works, because I used to be that. So I'm gonna show you how this works. So you're pro-black, you're supposed to accept everything that's black. But if there's a black person that says something that you don't agree with, then you would call him an Uncle Tom, a sellout, a coon, and you would even justify committing bodily harm to that person. But you're supposed to be pro-black. That's how that works. Now, as long as you, in America, it's very, very tribalistic. It's tribalism. You see what I'm saying? It's tribalism. That's all it is. It's tribalism. So in America, everything is very tribalistic, and they call tribalism racism. You know what I mean? Everything ain't racist. So that's what that's all about with the LDBC, and that's why I don't deal with those guys at all. But I get a lot of lately, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Robert Brown, what's good, brother? Mr. Agnes, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. Lately, man, I've been getting a lot of their fanboys sending me all kind of stuff. They send me all kind of messages, all kind of DMs, all kind of, they just do. You see what I'm saying? I get threats from them. I had one guy say that he gonna run down on me one day and yada 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 yada. These keyboard gangsters. That's what they do. You see what I'm saying? So I say, well, you know what? I'm gonna just keep banging on them. I bang on them hard because somebody has to be out there to counteract the false narrative that they're pushing. You see what I'm saying? And those guys are not really pro-blacks. They hate anybody, whether they're black or white, if you don't agree with them. Notice how when you go on certain people's channels, I'm not going to say their name, but when you go on certain people's channels, if you say something in their chats, and this is what people have told me, and if you say something in their chats that they don't agree with, they'll block you quick. I mean, Boxing Ego, he's number one on that. You know, because I used to follow him a long time ago. But he's number one on that. I used to follow him probably like a year ago. And I followed him for like a whole year. And I just stopped following him probably 4 or 5 months ago. But that's what they do. If you don't agree with them, they'll block you, and you know they have their moderators block you and kick you out and stuff like that. I won't do that. Like I can see somebody say something in chat right now, and Tyco TV, salute, brother, salute. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Robert Brown, you're right, bro. 100% facts. Yeah, Mr. Agnes, let's see what you say. They are a cult, and Wilder's their leader is the biggest cult. Yeah, man. You know, I'm kind of really thinking that. You know what I mean? The thing is, Wilder doesn't even have to say anything. It's just they automatically go out of their way to say things that Wilder haven't even said. And it seems like Wilder's taking cues from them sometimes. You know, would you say Robert Brown? You say they're racist? Yeah. I would say that. You know what I mean? But it's more than just racist. They're racist and tribalistic at the same time, because it does seem like they're anti-white. But they're pro-PBC. There's a lot of things going on with the LDBC. They're pro-PBC fighters, right? They're anti-UK fighters, right? If a white fighter is fighting a black fighter, they're anti the white fighter, right? If you don't agree with their narrative, they will spew hate against you, even if you're their same skin color. So I'm trying to figure out if that's the case, how are you pro? You know, that's not pro-blackness. That sounds like a bunch of confusion. You see what I'm saying? And then for you to even say that Deontay Wilder is the face of boxing is a joke within itself. Ken Roy, 63474. What's good, brother? What you say? Man hasn't fought in a year. This is major. This is major cap. Yeah, he hasn't fought in a year. Him or Tyson Fury hasn't fought. But I'm going to say this. This is the question I want to ask y'all. If Deontay Wilder is stopping Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua from fighting, who's stopping Deontay Wilder from fighting? How come he hasn't fought yet neither? You see what I'm saying? That's the counter argument. If Deontay Wilder is preventing Anthony Joshua from fighting Tyson Fury, and he's preventing Tyson Fury from fighting Anthony Joshua, why is Deontay Wilder not fighting anyone himself? Who's stopping him from fighting? So is he just saying, oh, you know what? I'm not going to let nobody else fight, and I'm not going to fight. I'm just going to sit around. Is Deontay Wilder? Who's stopping Deontay Wilder from fighting? Deontay Wilder hasn't fought since he got his ass whooped in February of last year on Black History Month, when he had the fake Black Power Wakanda outfit on. He hasn't fought since then. So who's stopping Deontay Wilder from fighting? You see what I'm saying? That's a good question. Anybody in the chat, who's stopping Deontay Wilder from fighting? You see what I'm saying? Ego is a con man. What you say, Robert Brown? Ego is a con man. Yeah, yeah. Ego is something else. You know, he has a strong following. I give him that, but he's been doing it a long time. He's been doing it for years. So, you know, like if I like I said, I'm a journalist, right? Registered with the United States Press Agency. I do have my press credentials. I just started, and I've been following boxing for years, but I never thought about starting a channel for boxing. You see what I'm saying? So I just started it, January? So I just started in January, but I have a plethora of knowledge when it comes to boxing. We're going to get John David Jackson on to do the interviews. You're going to start seeing me get a lot more different boxers on this platform. I have people reaching out to me right now, and we're trying to set something up. You're going to see me actually doing shows with other content creators in the sport of boxing as well. So that's what I'm going to start doing. You know what I mean? We got to have a counter narrative. You know, I love the sport of boxing. Boxing has nothing to do with skin color, has nothing to do with where you're from. Like Josh Taylor is a phenomenal fighter. And I'm not going to dislike him because he's Scottish and he can fight, period. You see what I'm saying? So, skin color ain't got nothing to do with boxing. Where you from ain't got nothing to do with boxing. You know what I mean? But I'm not like me. Like I told you before, I am a diehard. I'm going to say diehard. I'm a huge Terrence Crawford fan, right? But you never hear me say anything outlandish about Terrence Crawford. And if I don't tell y'all I'm a fan of Terrence Crawford, you never would have known. You know what I mean? I don't shoot a lot of videos on Terrence Crawford. Why? Because there's nothing going on with him right now. So that's what I do. You see what I'm saying? You know, Joe Darius, shout out to you, fam. Need to get you in Sporting Icons. What you say, Michael? Need to get you and Sporting Icons on the video one day. Yeah. I like Sporting Icons. Sporting Icons is one of the most unbiased channels that I like. I follow him. There's a bunch of them though. I like Stamina for Sale. I like YB, the LDBC Slayer. YB is funny. Oh man, what I'm seeing, yo, is hey, when he be mimicking Wilder, it is so funny, man. That dude is hilarious to me. Let's see, Kimra, what you say? You and Showbiz are the only two YouTube channels that I know that talk boxing instead of race and pushing on what race should hate. On what race you should hate on and what side you should choose. Exactly. Listen, man. Listen, boxing has no what the word I'm looking for? Boxing has nothing to do with skin color. I've never known a fighter to lose a fight because he was the wrong skin color. Hell, look at Joe Gonzaga. Joe Gonzaga beat one of my favorite fighters, Roy Jones Jr. in the 90s. He beat Roy Jones Jr. not in the 90s, in 2000. He beat Roy Jones Jr. He beat Bernard Hopkins. Those two are my favorite fighters. But guess what? Joe Gonzaga can fight. So was I supposed to hate him because, now I'm not going to lie, I was upset that he beat Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins. Hey, and this one I was on that pro-black foolishness because I was silly just like them. I'm just letting you know I was silly just like them. But I'm 47 years old. I don't evolve from that. I don't think the same way I did. I don't think the same way I did at 47, the way I did at 27. You see what I'm saying? That was 20 years ago. That was 25 years ago. So so I learned a lot. And my mother was a Black Panther. So I had this militant, racist, Marxist stuff in my head for years. I just woke up out of that stuff, man, probably 5 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So I understand where they're coming from, but I was wrong. I was taught wrong. I was raised wrong to look at life and people in the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. My mother's not here anymore, but I'm just telling you the truth, but I don't want to rant on about that. But what you say, Barbershop Conversation is the best, Robert Brown. Barbershop Conversation, he's coming along right now. I've been looking at him lately. I looked at one of his shows that he had when he had Bob Arum on there. I like watching this show because he does get a lot of exclusive info on there. He had Bob Arum on there, and in that particular video, and I have it also. That particular video, Bob Arum said that Deontay Wilder has lost his arbitration case. He lost that. He lost it. This is what Bob Arum said. I haven't heard no one from the LDBC counterpunch that, as Kurt would say. I have had no one make a video saying that, hey, look, I made a video, quoting the source, because Fred had a sick look on his face when Bob was saying that. He had, maybe it was something that he didn't want to hear. But yeah, man, Bob Arum said that. So I haven't heard, Deontay Wilder hadn't said anything. So Joe Darius, Hatman Strikes Back is a good channel. Yes, it is. Joe, Hatman Strikes Back is real good. Brian J, Most Feared. Brian J, what's good? What's good, brother? Diallo Huggy, what's good? Gonzaga is a great boxer, but he did beat, what you say? Hold on. Let me put it on the screen. He's a great boxer, but he did beat a watered down Roy Jones. Yes, he did. He beat a watered down Roy Jones. That is true. But hey, he can't apologize for that. But you're right about that. He wouldn't have beat the Roy Jones of the 90s. Yeah, he wouldn't have beat before Roy Jones lost to we're not gonna count the Montel Griffin fight. That was a disqualification. They disqualified Roy for some BS. But yeah, you're right about that. Roy had lost a lot of his reflexes and stuff that made him great. That is true. Let's see. George, I really enjoy your shows. You make complete sense talking about boxing, and you add up a lot of humor to which makes me crack up. Mary, add to you. Thanks, bro. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't even be trying to be funny. This is the way I am. I'm not a comedian, you know what I mean? Clearly, but I'm a very animated person. I'm very animated. I talk a lot. I'm very animated. I'm one of those hyper guys. I'm one of those guys. If you meet me and we friends, I'm the guy that get the party started, get everything going. In Bloom, what's up, fam? That's the type of dude I am. JD, yeah, what's good, brother? You the one said that Boxing Bros USA is a good channel also. Yeah, absolutely. But that's the kind of dude I am. Like me, I'm very sarcastic. I have a slick mouth. I would love to get into a sarcasm talk or debate with Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury got the gift of gab, I got the gift of gab. We just gonna be two talking MLs. You know what I mean? He can't talk faster than me though, so I talk real fast, and I can't help that. You know, it's not like I try to talk fast. I'm just a fast talker. But anyways, yeah, man. So let's see. What do you say, Kenra? What do you say? What do you think about Wilder potential fighting Andy Ruiz as an eliminator? Hey, you know what? That's amazing. You said that. I'm editing a video right now. Remember, I made a video a while back basically saying that Deontay Wilder needs to stay away from Andy Ruiz. The reason why I say that is this. I feel like the Andy Ruiz is too dangerous for Deontay Wilder. In his mental state, he wasn't able to handle that loss of that beating that he took from Tyson Fury. Remember, he fought Tyson Fury twice and he couldn't beat him. You fought one man twice and you couldn't beat him. You know, so in the second time, you got beat worse. The second time, you got stopped than you did the first time. So, you know, I felt like Wilder need to stay away from Andy Ruiz because honestly, all jokes aside, I felt like if he got beat by Andy Ruiz or stopped or whatever the case may be, it'll do something to him psychologically and he just won't be able to recover from that. But now when you think about it, as a fan standpoint, who else can Wilder fight? Tyson Fury is not going to fight him anymore. The contract expired. He's not going to fight him. And Tyson Fury don't want to fight him anymore for all of the racial stuff he said about Tyson Fury and a lot of the different foolishness and allegations, unproven allegations. You didn't take the man to court. You didn't sue him to say, hey, I got evidence that he had egg weights in his gloves. I have evidence that the referee was drunk and cheating for Tyson Fury, even though the referee took points from Tyson Fury. I have proof that, my trainer put something in my water bottle, even though they did VADA testing right after you got out of the ring, you and Fury, and both of y'all systems came back clean. There was no illegal substance in it. So I don't know how you was able to justify that. It's just common sense stuff that, you know, JD's, your trainer, was in the locker room when Tyson Fury was getting his hands wrapped. So if there was anything funny going on, he would have saw it. The commissioner would have saw it. The referee was in the locker room. Mauricio was in there. Mauricio was in there from the president of the WBC. So that means Tyson Fury. Listen, guys, check this out. I'm gonna address the chat, but check this out. In order for Tyson Fury to do all of the things that Deontay Wilder and the LDBC claimed that he did, that means that Tyson Fury would have had to pay off the commission, the Nevada Athletic Commission. He would have had to pay off the president of the WBC, which is Mauricio. He would have had to pay off all of those people who were in the locker room watching him get his hands wrapped. He would have had to pay off JD's, who is in Deontay Wilder's corner. So if all of that would have went on, JD's even checked the gloves. So if all of that would have went on, Tyson Fury would have had to pay all of those people off, right? And let me run another thing by you. Tyson Fury is a foreigner from another country. So the judges were American judges. The referee was an American referee. They fought in Las Vegas in the United States. So you're trying to tell me all of these people from different nationalities that are from the United States conspired against a fellow American boxer, conspired against him to help a foreigner, Tyson Fury, who is not from the United States? Come on, man. Like, that's just common sense stuff to me. That, but all these conspiracy theories, you know what I mean? But Butcher Bucket, what's good, fam? Let's see, what else we got? Who else we got? In Bloom. Let's see what we got. Let me just give everybody a shout out. Butcher Bucket, what's good, fam? I'm a book. What you say? Mr. Agnes, I'm a big Kazagi fan, but Roy Jones was past his prime when he fought. That is true. I was a huge Roy Jones fan. I went to a couple of his fights. When he had fought, when he first got the super middleweight championship belt, I was in they fought at Tampa, Florida, and I was at the arena, and I had front row seats, and I watched them fight. I loved Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones. Oh my God, bro, Pernell Whitaker, bro. I was I was a fanboy. That's when I was a fanboy. You know what I mean? Bernard Hopkins. I ended up loving Bernard Hopkins later on. James Toney. Of course, I hated Lennox Lewis. I'm gonna tell you why I hated Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was a great champion. Can't take nothing from him. But he beat Mike Tyson. So since I was a fanboy of Mike Tyson, whoever beat Mike Tyson, I had beef with you. So, but Mueller 27. Hope all is well, brother. Yes, sir. Everything is good, fam. Reptile Lifestyle. UC Productions is a very smart man, but I think he lost his passion for reporting. You know what? You might have a good point on that. Your last name is hardcore. All right, yo, Michael Buffer, what's good, fam? Whiskey on the rocks. What you say? I used to sub to the LDBC channels. The race bait was too much. Yeah, man, the race bait thing is too much. Listen, I come from that. I come from that same race baiting foolishness. You see what I'm saying? So I understand it. I was raised in that. But it's a wrong way of thinking. It's a foolish way of thinking. You know what I mean? You have people from all over the world. You have good people and you have bad people. You know what I mean? All over the world. You know, I live in America, and you have a lot of bad stuff going on with blacks doing other stuff to other blacks. So cut it out. It ain't even about racism. It's tribalism. That's what it is. It's an ism, but it's not racism. It's tribalism. You see what I'm saying? They are very tribalistic in their thinking. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna prove to you it's tribalistic because it ain't about skin color. Because yeah, they'll bang on someone who's white, but look, Drew Titan was on Barbershop Talks, and Fred didn't say anything. He just sat back and listened, but he cringed when Drew said this because I saw that interview because I like Sugar Hill, because I like Emmanuel Stewart, his uncle, R.I.P. Emmanuel Stewart. And when he said that, I had wished that you would have burnt up in a car accident. When he said that, now Sugar Hill was black, Drew Titan is black. If you were so pro-black, why are you hoping that another black man get burnt up in the car? Because he trained Tyson Fury. He trained a guy to beat your man, to beat the most feared heavyweight in the sport of boxing at that time was Deontay Wilder. I have to give him his props on that because you know he had lightning in his right hand. Now I'm not saying he was the best heavyweight. He's clearly to me not better than Anthony Joshua, but we'll never know until they fight. From a skill standpoint, he's not the best heavyweight, but he did have that right hand, that equalizer, and everybody was talking about that. You see what I'm saying? But then it took someone from the UK, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, to come along and crack that code. Now he did fight a bunch of bums throughout his career, but his last few fights, Ortiz and Brazil, a lot of those fights was tailor-made for him. So this what get me right. You know, Wilder did say that, you know, he was upset with Fury because Fury would not rematch him for the third fight. They saying Fury is a coward, he's scared of Wilder. This is what the LDBC is saying. How was Fury scared of Wilder when he fought Wilder twice? Like, make that make sense to me. If he didn't fight him one time, or he just fought him one time and just ran off in the wind, you could say that. But he fought Wilder not once, but twice. And he beat him the second time worse than he did the first time when they got the draw. So how was he afraid? This is my counter argument to that. And that's why I say Fury is not afraid of Anthony Joshua. This is the man who travels all, and I'm not Team AJ or Team Wilder. I mean, Team AJ, Team Wilder, or Team Fury. But I got to call a spade a spade. This man travels all over the world, Tyson Fury. Do you know how hard that is to go to another man's country where everybody in that country is against you and beat that guy and take his belt and go back to your country? Tyson Fury did that. Regardless whether you like him or not, he does that. He came to America twice to fight the heavyweight champion of the world, WBC champion of the world of that time. He beat him and took his belt. And I think Wilder and his fanboys were so shocked that they couldn't believe that this guy beat him one-on-one. It had to be something. You see what I'm saying? And that's what that is. So let me get on to the chats. What you say, JD Kazalgi beats Jeff Lacey, the original Deontay Wilder. No, man, Jeff Lacey was pretty good. Left hook Lacey, man, he was pretty good, man. Breaking news: $1,400 similar chase pass. Yeah, but the taxpayers got to pay that back. So you know what I mean, and that's going to inflate the economy. But that is good news, especially if you can. Really, it's taxpayers' money, because all it is you know the government takes money. When the American people pay taxes, so they take that money and send it overseas to other countries and stuff like that. America has a population of about 340 million people, so that's a large tax base. So yeah, so they're basically giving us our money back with interest, and our kids or grandkids will have to pay that money back over time. Plus, it's going to be inflation. But hey, that is good news, especially if you can take that $1,400, Robert, and flip it and make it do something. If you could take that 1,400 and invest it in something and grow a business or whatever, you'll be good to go, man. Let's see. Kenra, also not even a debate that Canelo is the face of boxing at the moment. Yeah. Let me see now. Let me see, can I debate that? Let me see, can I debate that? Because you said it's not a debate. I don't know, man. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Canelo the face of boxing? I think that's subjective. I think that's subjective. Let's see what you say. In Bloom, I'm glad you're doing this show, bud, bro. I was silly enough to listen to that live early. It was hard work. Oh yeah. You said with Drew Titan, that live. Listen, somebody reached out to me. I think it was you. It was either you, in Bloom, or someone else. Someone reached out to me and told me he was doing a live, because I don't even follow Drew Titan. And they told me what the subject matter was about. And they asked me, he said, please make a video about it. Because I wasn't even going to make a video about that at all. And I had made a video about Deontay Wilder fighting Ortiz. You know what I mean? So that's the video that I made. And I haven't even edited the video yet. So I'm in the process of doing that now, but I have to go to the gym later on. So I got about another 30 minutes on this live, and I'm gonna have to go to the gym because I have some people I need to train. Bro, when I tuned into the live in Bloom, I tuned into the part the way he said Deontay Wilder, he said that haters hate Deontay Wilder because he is the face of boxing. This is exactly what he said. I'm gonna find it for you and let you guys hear it. He said he is the face of boxing and he is in control of the whole heavyweight division, and the haters hate that. That's why AJ and Fury hasn't announced their fight yet, because he's holding that up. Now, let me talk about that for a minute, but let me read some more. Wilder is no way. What you say, Mueller 27? Wilder's no way to face a boxing. Let him stay diluted. What you think of Tank moving to 140? Is it to avoid Valdez and pick a vacant belt after Taylor and Ramirez? You know what? It's some monsters at 140, but Ramirez and Taylor is definitely going to move up, and they're going to have to fight people like Boots Ennis. Ramirez and Taylor going to have to fight people like Boots Ennis. So Josh Taylor goes up, Ramirez goes up. Neither one of them are going to beat, in my opinion, the Errol Spencers or the Terrence Crawfords, hell, or even the Sean Porters. But the welterweight division is going to be very interesting, because I think Terrence Crawford, he's not going to fight too much longer. I think he may have another year or two in him, a couple of years in him, and he's going to ride off to the sunset. He made enough money in boxing from this deal with Top Rank, and once he leaves Top Rank in October, Crawford is going to make even more money just being a free agent and just working on a fight-by-fight basis with different promoters. I would love to see Terrence Crawford hook up with MTK Global, hook up with Eddie Hearns, and I would love to see him hook up with people like that, because Eddie Hearns and MTK Global is really doing some big things out of the UK. They are really making the big fights. So Tank move, but to answer your question, Tank moving up to 140, I think 140 is a strong division. I think he'll, Tank, Floyd Mayweather's doing a good job by cherry picking flat-footed Mexican fighters to fight Tank. He knocking them out and to make it look like he's this big knockout artist. Tank hasn't fought, to this day, he hasn't fought anybody to me. To this day. He's fighting people that's tailor-made for his style. But now you can say, yeah, he's fighting ex-champions. These Mexican fighters are great, but they're slow and they're flat-footed. They're tailor-made for him. What black fighters is he fighting? Not trying to make it a racial thing, but if Tank was to fight someone like Josh Taylor, he'll get beat. If he was to fight someone like Shakur Stevenson, he'll get beat. And even though Shakur Stevenson is a weight class lighter than him, Devin Haney, hey, Muff, how you doing? Listen. Devin Haney, he'll get beat. In my opinion, in my opinion, and I like Tank. I'm not a Tank hater at all. I like Tank, but boxing is about matchmaking. If you look at Tank's career, Floyd is matching him up with real good tailor-made fights. You know what I mean? What you say? I'm in Bloom. I listened to Drew earlier. It was painful. Oh, yeah. Have you seen Ring IQ debating Art Man? Great debate. No, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna check it out. Let's see. What do you say, Ken Roy? You say, I believe Ruiz can break down Wilder in under 6 rounds as long as he can get past that 1-2. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But listen, Ruiz can take a punch. Ruiz is a tough guy. Now, I'm not saying he could take Deontay Wilder's punch, but he took Anthony Joshua's left hook. You know how many people Anthony Joshua knocked out with that left hook. He took that left hook, sat down when he got knocked down in that first fight, and then he got right back up and he went at Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua went at him. They kind of met. Anthony Joshua went at him, and he went at and Ruiz went at Anthony Joshua in the middle of the ring, and we saw what happened. Anthony Joshua hands was a little bit slower than Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz got there first, caught him behind the ear, and knocked his equilibrium off, and he wasn't the same that first fight. So Andy Ruiz is a dangerous fight. But I did shoot a video saying that not Tyson Fury, Wilder needs to stay away from Andy Ruiz. But the more I think about it, they need each other. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the heavyweight division, us fans, we don't want to see any more mismatches in boxing. We don't want to see any more mixed matches. I don't want to see Tyson Fury fighting a cab driver. I don't want to see Anthony Joshua fighting a bus driver. I don't want to see Deontay Wilder fighting a bum. I want to see the best fight the best. Andy Ruiz and Wilder would be a good fight, and they need each other to build each other's profile. Both of them are coming off a loss. Wilder is coming off a devastating loss, so psychologically that loss has done something to him because Shelly Finkel and them built him up and matched him up with good fights and make him think he's the Superman of boxing, and he clearly not. So when he fight Tyson Fury, someone who wasn't afraid of him, you know what I mean, on that second fight, once he hooked up with Sugar Hill, it's a wrap. So yeah, man, I think Ruiz, I'm gonna be honest with you, Ken Roy, I think if Ruiz and Wilder fight each other, I like Andy Ruiz in that fight. And I'm not saying this because of hate. I'm looking at stylistically, I'm looking at the limit. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm looking at the limitations of Wilder as a fighter. Wilder does understand distance. He learned that from Mark Breland. He does understand distance and range. But Andy Ruiz is training with Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso is Canelo Alvarez's trainer. You see what I'm saying? Eddie Reynoso is a darn good trainer. And when I look at fighters, right, I always look at who the trainer is. When you look at elite fighters, look at who the trainer is as well and how that fighter is able to execute game plans that's put together by that trainer. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm leaning towards Ruiz. I feel like he will get around that 1-2, well, really that one punch, because I feel like he'll get around that, and I think he'll beat Wilder. Literally, I think he'll beat him. I think he'll even stop him, to be honest with you. So let's see. Let me look at some more messages in the chat. Let's see. Farron Smith, what's good? What's good, fam? The Boxing Jedi, what's going on? Oh yeah, I want to say it. Bat Crazy, what's good, fam? Halim, what's good? Let's see what we got. Bat Crazy, what do you say? Wilder's been cherry picking opponents his whole career. He fought 3 top 10s, period. Ortiz, Brazil, and Fury. Yeah, that is true. Hold on, let me put this on the board. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Wilder has been cherry picking his whole career. But you got to understand, Wilder's been with Shelly Finkel. So, you know, the fight game works like this. You know, in the beginning, you fight a bunch of bums in the beginning. But there's no way you should have 42 fights. He has 1 draw, 1 loss. So he had 42 fights, 39 knockouts. You know what I mean? And out of the 39 people you knocked out, 35 of them we don't know of. 36 of them we don't know of. Because you fought Ortiz twice. You fought Fury twice. So that's just 2 fighters. 4 fights, 2 fighters. You fought Brazil. Brazil's style was tailor-made for you. And you fought Stavern. Stavern, the second fight, just laid down and let you punch him. You see what I'm saying? So you got a point. You got a real good point. Sporting Icons is legit. I love Sporting Icons. They legit. A lot of those UK channels are really legit. They're not really biased. Haleen Boston, what do you say? A bit too early for Tank Davis. Yeah, I think it's a bit too early for him to go to the 140. There's too many animals up there at 140. Did you say imagine being a fan of someone? What do you say, Alan? Imagine being a fan of someone because of their color instead of their boxing skills and persona. I just don't get it. Yeah, boxing has nothing to do with skin color. Like I love a lot of boxers. Like I love Azuma Nelson. I love Nigel Bean. I love him at middleweight. Let's see. I loved I didn't love Kazagi. I'm not gonna lie. I liked him, but I didn't love him. I used to like Sergey Kovalev, to be honest with you, when he was the Crusher, when he was with John David Jackson. I'm going to get John David Jackson on the show also. So listen, when I make this announcement, I'm gonna post it, and I want everybody to come thick, man, come deep, because we're gonna ask him everything. You know what I mean? We're gonna ask him a lot. He lives here in Miami with me. I live in Miami, guys, and John David Jackson lives here, and I'm trying to get Shannon Briggs on too. He lives in Miami also. So I think he lives on. I want to say no, he doesn't live on South Beach. I was going to say live on South Beach, but he might live in Fort Lauderdale, which is outside of Miami. So, but I'm going to get those guys on. I promise you. And I'm doing a lot of collaborations with other channels as well. So you're going to see a lot of that different perspective on boxing. You know, me, I'm a very objective person. You can come on the live and say anything. You know, the moderators are probably, let's see, the moderators are probably, you know, if it's not, as long as it's not outrageous, but I'm not going to block you. I don't do none of that stuff, man. You have a right to see your opinion. You see what I'm saying? Even if I don't agree with it, I don't want you to be a yes man. If y'all don't agree with it, then, you know, and just because I don't agree with it, don't make me right. If I don't agree with your opinion, that doesn't mean I'm right and you're wrong. We just have a difference of perspective when it comes to certain things as it relates to boxing. But yeah, I agree with that about the skin color thing, man. Boxing ain't got nothing to do with skin color. Sporting icons. Oh, sporting icons, what's up? Listen, man, we got to link up. You know, I love your work. I watch a lot of your videos. We have to link up, sporting icons. I really, really love your stuff. I'm not a fanboy of anybody. I'm not a fanboy of no one from the UK, boxers, none of that. I am an independent thinker, independent journalist. As a matter of fact, hold on. Where's my... wait a minute, guys. I'm just trying to see something. Yeah, I was trying to find my media badge. I was going to show you guys, you know, that I am registered with the United States Press Agency. I've been with them for like 2014. The reason why I say that is because I had an LDBC fanboy reach out to me, and he said, because I use the term New Media Today USA Boxing, he said that I took new media from the LDBC. I'm like, dude, the new media term has been out for years. It's been out for like, what, probably 10 years now? And I got my and I became a journalist in 2013. Yeah, I used to cover music, you know, like dubstep and hip hop. That's what I used to do. I used to go to clubs, events, interview artists and stuff like that. And then, you know, of course, now I do the boxing now. But yeah, man, like he didn't know any better. He don't know any better. But sporting icons, I would love to reach out to you, man. Matter of fact, let me drop my email in here. So if anybody want to email me, just send me an email. New Media Today USA at gmail.com. New Media Today USA at gmail.com. That's how you get in contact with me, fam. Right there. That's how you get in contact with me. Let's see. What we have, sporting icons. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, fam. Yes, sir. What we got? I want to get everybody answered. I want to put everybody questions on here. Let's see. Farron Smith. Did you know Diaz was a crime reporter before becoming Wilder's trainer? No, I didn't know that. Do these people seriously think something as obvious as tampering with gloves would go under Diaz? You know what? I didn't know he was a crime reporter. I didn't know that. I know that he was with Deontay Wilder from the beginning. He really did believe in Wilder. So let me give it another spin. I really have a lot of respect for Wilder and what he's been able to accomplish. I know it doesn't seem like it because I bang on him so much. It's really because of the LDBC. And I never banged on Wilder before until after the first Fury fight. Not the second fight, but after the first fight, everything was cool. But then he went to talking about Fury's mental illness. He didn't want to hear nothing about that. And then I kind of went sour on Wilder when Radio Raheem was interviewing him. And he said that to this day, the famous to this day. And he's talking about my people been fighting for 400 years. And Radio Raheem said, yeah, let's talk about what you say about your people. He said, your people too. Your people too. It's this narrative in America that, and listen, I used to be a pro-black myself. So I'm speaking from experience. I was on that pro-black Marxist foolishness for 23 and a half years. So I understand it very well. My mother was a Black Panther. She was a black Marxist and the Black Panther. So I'm telling you, it's racism but it's reverse racism, but it's Marxism as well, and it's tribalism. It's a whole bunch of isms together, basically what I'm saying. So when I started seeing him going that way, because I'm anti right now, because I've been in that for 23 and a half years, I'm anti-pro-black. Anything dealing with that pro-black foolishness, I'm not saying I'm anti-black people. I'm not that. I'm saying pro-black from the mentality standpoint. Because to be pro-black, you have to hate everyone else. If they're white, you're not supposed to like them. If they're black, you're supposed to like them. This ain't got nothing to do with like Martin Luther King say, you judge the person by the character and the context, of their character, not by the color of their skin. You're doing the exact same thing as a pro-black that you accuse the Klan of and other people who you say was racist, who did evil things to black people. You're doing the exact same thing from an attitude standpoint, a mentality standpoint that you're accusing them of. And the crazy part about it is they don't even see it that way. 2021, you're still talking about you are oppressed in America, the richest country on the planet. You're oppressed. You're free to say whatever you want to say on YouTube's platform, as long as it's within their guidelines. You're able to do whatever you want to do. You ain't. Come on, man, cut it out. Cut it out. But I understand that mentality. That's a sick mentality. But yeah, I didn't know that about Joe D's. Let's see what you say. I don't believe Canelo is a diva. If I'm being honest, he just beat the man at 160, Callum Smith. Then he took care of his Smith's mandatory, and he's fighting two more guys who are champions this year. Yeah, my problem with Canelo is the three people his last three fights were trash. Now, Callum Smith didn't show up to fight. That's not Canelo's fault. If Canelo picks someone to fight as an opponent, and that opponent comes to the ring and lays down and don't want to fight, that's not Canelo's fault. So I'm not blaming Canelo for that. I'm just saying that someone on Canelo Alvarez's level, he need to be fighting elite competition and not fighting Yildirim, whatever the guy's name from Turkey, his ex-sparring partner, who hasn't been boxing in 2 years. He's from Turkey, and he fought like a turkey. You see what I'm saying? So that's my only gripe with Canelo, but he's a great fighter. Let's see. One loss, one loss does not mean the end of your boxing career is over. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't mean that. You know what I mean? So, if you lose a fight, so what? I mean, you just go right back, bounce back at it. Jedi wrong emoji. Let's see. Yo, icons is good. Let's see. Mueller 27. What's good, fam? Tell him what's good, brother. What's good? The LDBC made me hate Wilder. Hey, Lolo, what's good? What's good, fam? Lolo, what's good? Alan Maidens, what's going on? What you say? Seriously, love your channel. You should link up with Boxing Bros USA too. Another great channel. Yeah, Boxing Bros USA is a damn good channel. Listen, a lot of the good channels are out of the UK. The ones in the United States I love is of course Showbiz the Adult. I love Showbiz the Adult. Me and his personality is very similar. He's animated like I am. I think Showbiz the Adult is a little bit more. He might be a little bit more funnier than me. He's hilarious. I like his convert. Kurt is more laid back. You know what I mean? I'm not a laid back person. I go from 0 to 60 real quick. If I'm with you, I'm gonna ride with you to the end. And then if you're wrong, I'm gonna let you know you're wrong. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that's the type of guy I am. What do you say, Lolo? What do you say? I really want to see Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. Clarissa Shields will stop Savannah Marshall, in my opinion. Savannah Marshall, do you think she's too small? Because Clarissa Shields will have to lose a lot of weight to get down to fight that girl. And they'll probably have to meet at a catch weight. But that'll probably be a good fight. That'll probably be a good fight. The Boxing Jedi, respect to all true telling channels. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do you say, Benatti? You say collab with NBBC? Yeah. I'm gonna look them up, man. I'm gonna look them up. LDBC make me hate Wilder. Yeah. Let's see. What do you say, Mueller 27? What do you say? Do you think Wilder and the other PBC boxers are not as popular as past boxers like Tyson, Hopkins, Holyfield, etc. With the mainstream due to the LDBC making them use race? And you know what? That's a great question. Check this out. I'm finna answer that. They make it seem like all PBC fighters are eating and making a lot of money. Let's look at it. The PBC have probably over 100 fighters on their roster. I don't know if you knew that. How many fighters that you know of that's making money? You know Errol Spence. You know Sean Porter. You know Keith Thurman. You know Adrian Broner. Tank Davis is with Floyd, but it's kind of like PBC too. Who else, guys? Danny Garcia, that's 6. And Deontay Wilder, that's 7. And I might be missing some more. But them the only ones I can think of right now with PBC who's making money like that. So-called making money. You see what I'm saying? Now they got over 100 fighters on their roster. Now, most of those fighters ain't making nothing. You see what I'm saying? So they're making it seem like PBC, is this, you get with PBC, everybody gonna be rich. No. Oh yeah, the Charlos is making money. You see what I'm saying? But you make money based on your talent and your skill set. You know what I mean? Boxing ain't got nothing to do with skin color. Boxing is about skills. If you have the skills to pay the bills, your skills will make you attractive to the eye of all boxing consumers like us fans. You see what I'm saying? That's what it does. That skin color stuff, man. The PBC, the LDBC brought that in here, man. They brought that in here, man. So, because what you say, Triple X? What's good, fam? The LDBC is a cancer in boxing. To this day, he hasn't fought yet. Yeah. So who's stopping Wilder from fighting? That's the thing. If the LDBC, like Fanon and Drew the Midget, is saying that Wilder is preventing Joshua from fighting Fury, how come Wilder hasn't fought yet? Who's preventing Wilder from fighting? Answer that. Riddle me that, Batman. Who's preventing Wilder from fighting? If Wilder is stopping AJ, is stopping Fury from fighting because of this arbitration that he lost, according to Bob Arum, and no one has made a video debating that, debunking that. Fred of Barbershop, Fred didn't even say that when Bob Arum was on this show. When Bob Arum told Fred that, hey, listen, because he asked him, what's up with the arbitration? And he told him, he said, listen, man, the arbitration, Deontay Wilder has lost that arbitration. I saw the video on it. I can leave another link in the description or whatever the case may be. So no one debunked that. Fred didn't say anything. Fred didn't counter it and say, oh, wait a minute, Bob, you're lying. That's not true. You know why? Because he has no grounds to say Bob Arum is lying. You see what I'm saying? So other than that, that's it. What do you say? Halim, Coach Asgard said, you should get interviewed on this show. Oh, said to me, you should. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Sporting icons. I never had a media badge. Never needed one. Maybe it's an American thing you need for events. Yeah, sporting icons. Yeah. I won't say I needed a media badge. It's just that I got one in 2014, and in 2014, I was doing the music scene thing. So I felt like that. I was gonna be honest with you. I felt like that I needed one because I didn't want to pay to get in these events. I wanted to show these artists that I was credible. You see what I'm saying? That's why I did it. I wanted to show these artists that I am credible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show it to you. Where the hell is that? I think it's in my drawer. I'm going to show it to you. I showed it in my last live. I'm going to show it to you guys. But so I felt like I needed it to show that I was credible. But nowadays, you don't need one. If you are a content creator, yeah, you're a damn good content creator, sporting icons like yourself. You have a damn good reputation in the sport of boxing because of who you are and the following that you have. You will always be able to go anywhere you want to go. You see what I'm saying? So some events, you know how it is. It's politics. They may be like, hey, who are you with? Like in America, it's very tribalistic. Who you with? Oh, you with such and such? Or if you're not, you got to show your credentials. What I do is I reach out to the HR department of whatever event that I'm trying to get involved in, and I put my name on their list, and I say, hey, listen, this is who I am. Reach out to me. Let me know if you have any events, or like if the mayor of Miami is doing an event or something. I don't cover the mayor, but I'm just giving an example. If the mayor of Miami is giving an event or something, and they'll send me an email saying, hey, the mayor's going to be here, such and such, such and such. We're going to put your name on the list so that when you show up, you can be one of the journalists to cover that event. That's why I did it. But nowadays, you're right, sport icons, you don't really need one. You don't need one. But what I'm saying is, I say all that to say this. I learned how to do research. So, but we know with this boxing, I try to get stuff from primary sources. Like if I hear you say something, sport icons, I know that you have vetted that information before you put it out there. So you don't go off speculation. You go off of this hardcore facts, and you vetted it. So I look at channels like yours. I may reach out to John David Jackson. I'm trying to get him on the show. I talk to him from time to time. I know him. He lives right here in Miami with me. So I just try to find out information from credible sources before I speak on it. Because I don't want to be like the LDBC speculating, saying this and that and this, and it's just a bunch of lies and foolishness and spreading rumors and propaganda and race baiting and all of this stuff there and set tripping, you know. So let's see. Let me see who else we got. Let me look at everybody. Don't ask. Let's see. Don't ask me. What do you say? Don't ask me. In the U.S., technically, everyone is pressed because of the First Amendment. But in terms of private buildings, events, you need some kind of invite. Yeah, you do. You need someone. You just can't walk up there like me. I just can't walk up to an event and say, yeah, you know, my name is George Malachi Williams. You know, yada 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 yada. Here go my press badge. I want to come to this event. They're going to say, man, who is you? We don't know you. You're not on this list. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about relationships, and that's what it's all about. You know. So what I've learned in journalism and I'm a copywriter also. I know how to write real well, copywriting materials, not copywriting like copywriting books, but copywriting like using words to sell stuff. I'm real good at that. I went to school for that. What I learned from my mentor is you have to be as objective as possible. Even if you like someone very much, like I like AJ a lot and I like Tyson Fury a lot. But I'm not going to write something or to big ups AJ to the point to where I'm not going to just say, yeah, AJ is the greatest of all time, etc. F Tyson Fury, he'll never do, I don't have a dog in the fight with that. I won't do that. I can make an objective point of view saying that, hey, I can see how Wilder can beat, I can see how Fury can beat AJ. I can see how AJ can beat Fury. You see what I'm saying? And I made 2 videos if you look at my channel, I made 2 videos saying that. So that's what I like to do. I like to be as objective as possible. But when you go to certain events, it does give you credibility when you have some kind of credentials. Let's see. Sporting icons in the house. Oh yeah, yes they are. Don't ask me. When it comes to the LDBC sources, Blue Blood sites, 7-8 sites, ego sites. Hey, don't ask me what you say. Hey, you know what? You're right. That's what they do. They cite each other. They don't leave any links in the description. If you look at people like Sporting Icons, if you look at people like Stamina for Sale, you would look at other people like, I like YB, the LDBC Slayer. You look at Kurt, Counterpunch Boxing. They do leave links like, hey, this is the source where I got it from. They don't say sources say that Deontay Wilder is going to get $40 million. You know what I mean? Step aside money. Like common sense should tell anybody. Who in the history of boxing ever received $40 million to step aside money to prevent from fighting some damn body because they had an agreement on the contract for a third fight, but that fight didn't fall through. The third fight was not mandated by the WBC. Mauricio said that in the interview. I'm gonna put the link in the description. Matter of fact, I'm gonna shoot a video on that. I'm gonna shoot one video talking about how Bob Arum came out and said that Deontay Wilder lost his arbitration suit, right? His case or whatever. And I'm gonna put it and I'm gonna shoot a video. The same video I'm gonna cover where Mauricio Suleiman said that Wilder they never mandated. They're not gonna strip Tyson Fury of his belt because they never mandated a rematch for a third fight between Wilder and Fury. Now, both of these interviews was on Barbershop Talks. That's why I watch Fred. He is LDBC. He's kind of wavers a little bit, but he does get great interviews. I can't take that from him. He's damn good at that. Bob Arum was on there, and Mauricio Suleiman was on there, and those interviews was on there when they said that. So I heard the source from their mouth on his channel. You see what I'm saying? So man, cut it out, man. Cut it out. All this other stuff the LDBC talking about, it's ludicrous at best. It's ludicrous. Let's see, Lady Shan, see if I can get Coach Ask on your show. Oh, Lady Shan. Lady Shan, what's up? What's up, sis? What's going on with you? You know what I mean? I'm still laughing at Fred's face. Oh yeah, hey, Lady Shan, check this out. That look on his face when Bob Arum said that Wilder lost the arbitration was priceless. Well, it was priceless. It was priceless. Hey man, big ups to Lady Shan, man. We gotta we gotta follow sister, man, and see can we get, we can get a lot of people on her show also. And we definitely want to do that, man, because Lady Shan, I rocks with her heavy. I will be sending you a text soon, Shan. So hey, Robert Navarro, what you say? Fernando's on suicide watch. Hey man, listen, I think he's going through I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to speculate. I want to say maybe he's going through something mentally, but I don't want to speculate on that. I just think that when you drink the Deontay Wilder, when you drink the Beyonce Wilder booty juice, it does something to you. You see what I'm saying? It does something to you. Let's see. And we say Anthony Dilly, what's good, fam? What's good? Who else we got? Joe B, what's happening with you? Let's see. At least Fred didn't threaten Bob like the other guy threatened Sugar Hill. Oh, listen, Fred won't do that. Listen, if I was Fred, when Drew Titan told Sugar Hill, that's when I fell out with Drew Titan. That made me so angry, guys. You guys have no idea how angry that made me. That's when I fell out with him in the LDBC. Because they fanboy, like, bro, I'm gonna shoot a video just showing y'all all of the comments, the messages I get. Because YouTube, what happens is when you leave a lot of vote, they filter out a lot of stuff. So if you're saying like certain keywords, trigger words, they will filter it out. I will show you guys the stuff that I get called. Coon, me of all people. Uncle Tom, sellout, FN, we're gonna F you up when we see you. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And I'm like, dude, really? Like, dude, really? Like, you guys want to do all of this to me? You see what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, they'll threaten you in a heartbeat. And the fact that Sugar Hill stayed on that channel when Drew the Titan said that, and he seemed like he had so much anger and hatred in his heart when he said it. Basically, he was upset with Sugar Hill because Sugar Hill, which is a black trainer, a damn good trainer, trained a Tyson Fury, which is a white guy, to beat the black guy from Alabama. That's what it was all about. Remember, the LDBC is all of, they do skin color politics. They do skin color politics and PBC politics. So not only do you have to have the right skin color, but you also have to be with the PBC. You see what I'm saying? And then they have a bunch of tribalism going on. Because that's what it is. It's very tribalistic. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going on with them, man. So when you go to threatening people, when people take their time out of their day to come on your show, you don't have no damn guests on your channel that's going to threaten people. If I ever have anyone on my channel, if I'm doing a live with someone and I'm interviewing a reputable person like Lady Shan or Sporting Icons, or if I'm John David Jackson or Sugar Hill or Mark Breland, if I have any of those guys on my show, and I have a host with me. If you threaten anyone on my show, I'm gonna let you know. Look, we don't do no threatening. That's not going on my show. You can have a difference of opinion with that person. You can be objective in what you know. You know what I mean. You don't have to think the same way they're thinking. But once you threaten them, I'm gonna automatically apologize to my host. Fred didn't do that. I don't think Fred didn't do that. You know, if he did, I could be wrong. But I watched that show. He never apologized. Maybe he did it behind the scenes. But what Fred should have did, he's supposed to check Drew the Titan right then. Because he came on that show with this militant, pro-black, I'm going to get to the bottom of this, and I'm going to do this and that, and yada, 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 yada. As soon as he threatened Sugar Hill, he's supposed to check his ass right then. Because that's what I would have did. I would have checked him and say, look, fam, right now, we finna end this. I'm going to continue to talk to Sugar Hill, but you got to go. You got to get your head right. Because one, you're too emotional, and two, you shouldn't be threatening people. Well, he didn't really threaten them. He said that I wish you would have burnt up in the car accident. I'm not even going to lie. And Sugar Hill just sat back and laid back and didn't say nothing. Man, listen, I wish somebody would tell me something like that on my show, on a show. Man, because I come back so quick, my comeback game so strong, as soon as you would have said that, I would have said what I had to say. All right, let's see. Let's see, guys. What do we got? Sporting Icons. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Fat Apples, man. Good looking out, fam. What you say? You enjoying the show? Salute to you, brother. Yeah, I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate, but I'm not biased though. I'm not biased. Anybody, I'm gonna be constructive with everybody. Whether it's Tyson Fury, whether it's Anthony Joshua, whether it's Josh Taylor, whether it's Terrence Crawford, and that's my favorite fighter. You know, I feel like Terrence Crawford should fight Sean Porter. You know what I mean? They need to make that fight happen. I like Errol Spence. There's a lot of people I like, but I'm not going to cap for them. I'm going to try to be as honest and fair as possible. Craig Finch, what's good? Good evening. We ripping through them LDBC. Oh, yeah. F-ups, okay. Yeah. Let's see. Fred just sat there. Hey, you know what? You're right. Mr. Agnes, what you say? Fred just sat there when they went for Sugar Hill. Drew and Tay Jones. Yeah, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So if you sit there and allow it to happen, then that must mean that you're condoning it. So that's why Fred, he LDBC. I don't care what nobody say. He's an LDBC. You see what I'm saying? I don't respect him as much as I used to when I saw that. And so I can't do that. I would never have anyone on my channel as a guest and have someone else that's a guest host with me that's going to threaten you. That's going to, come on, man, cut it out. Man, like, listen, to this day, I'm upset about that. And I don't like Drew the Titan. From that right there, I don't like him at all. Out of all of the LDBC, he the one I don't like the most because he did that. That's disrespect. You don't disrespect people like that. Not someone of that caliber. You see what I'm saying? You don't do that. Let's see. SCSL South Croy. They're trying to portray Wilder as a bigger star than AJ, and he is just not. Envy just a little bit. Yeah. No, Wilder's not a bigger star than AJ, but he is the biggest star in he's one of the stars of the heavyweight division. You can't take that from him. Even if you don't like him or not, he is one of the stars of the heavyweight division. Now, he is the least skilled out of the top elites. There's only 3 elite heavyweights in boxing. It's Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder. And then it's everybody else. Dillian White can fight, but he's not a star. Povetkin, you know what I mean? Joe Joyce, it's those 3 I just named, and then there's everybody else. So we have some upcoming heavyweights like Jared Anderson and stuff like that. But until he takes it to the next level, until he becomes a household name, we just have those 3. To be honest with you, Odo Wallin, Let's see who else we got. Halim, what's good, brother? Oh, Pablo, what do you say? Careful, DBN will say you don't understand the racial politics in boxing, and he'll call you a coon. Man, listen, man. I don't been called coon, sellout, Uncle Tom. They don't even know who Uncle Tom is, to be honest with you. I have Uncle Tom's Cabin, so I know who Uncle Tom was the hero in the book. But they don't know nothing about that. But yeah, I've been called all of that. I don't care nothing about that. Those were trigger words that I used to use when I was pro-black. Those are things that they say to try to demean an individual. You're a coon, you're a sellout, because I don't agree with you. Dante's Boxing Nation, he stays on that racial stuff. His whole platform is racial. Everything is race this, race that. See these casuals, they don't understand the racism, and they're racist, and they be saying this and that. Listen, to be pro-black, I'm finna break it down to you, because I used to be that. When I say pro-black, I don't mean when I say I'm not pro-black, that don't mean I don't like people, black people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying pro-black. Pro-black is anti-everyone else for the most part. It's to be so pro-black to where you're a victim all the time. You're looking for racism. Oh, I'm in my kitchen. There's racism over there. Oh, look, there goes some more racism in the refrigerator. Oh, I just walked in Publix. There's some more racism. Like, you wake up every day infatuated with racism. You're looking, and listen, if you look for something long enough, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find what you're looking for, and that what you're looking for is going to confirm what you already want to believe. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that stuff is all about, bro. Like, really, like I'm just tired of it. You wake up mad and bitter and angry every day. Anyone that's not your skin complexion, you call them white. You know what I mean? And you attack them, and you're gonna say, well, white people did this and did that. How you gonna condemn a whole race of people based on what a few individuals did? But not only that, since we want to address the elephant in the room, on the continent of Africa, blacks have historically captured each other and sold each other. into slavery. Facts. There was no group of white men who came on a boat, jumped off the boat, and went to snatching blacks by the millions. No, they were sold by their own kind. You see what I'm saying? Prior to that, for 1,400 years, blacks were sold to the Arabs. That's how Islam came in play. And then, you know what I mean? So cut it out. And before the England got involved, you know, that was the Spanish and Portuguese got involved in slavery prior to that. So cut it out, man. Listen, just cut it out. Cut it out. All of this narrative, this race baiting, that ain't got nothing to do with boxing anyways, man. I don't like talking about that stuff. It's three things I don't like to talk about. I don't like to talk about religion, sports, and politics because it's very divisive. But I do cover the sport of boxing, so I have to cover that. And I try to keep the skin color stuff out of it. You see what I'm saying? Because as long as you keep the skin color stuff out of it, and we just stick to the sport of boxing, that's what it's all about. I don't care where you're from. Can you box? Do you have skills? Oh, okay. That's what I'm gonna fall in love with. Where you from, what your skin color is, what color your eyes are, that ain't got nothing to do with boxing. I leave that to the LDBC, slow learning disability boxing community. So let's see what we got. Listen, not being a pro-black doesn't mean that you're a racist. It means that you want people of all to be equal and put in their minds, you know, that we are all human, that slavery stuff is past. Yeah, exactly, man. Like, listen, you know, I don't even like talking about it, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? But you're right about that. So let's see. What you say, tell them, you say top three heavyweights in my opinion, Tyson Fury, Andrew Ruiz, and then Anthony Joshua. Nah, I disagree with that. I would say it's Tyson Fury or AJ. You can give it to Fury because he hasn't lost yet. That's debatable, you know, between him and AJ. But Tyson Fury or AJ, that's interchangeable. And Wilder, you got to put Wilder in there. As much as I bang on him, you got to put Wilder in there. You see what I'm saying? That's me being fair. You got to put him in there. People talk about him. You know what I mean? A lot, you know. So people want to see Wilder fight again. Now, the one thing I do know about boxing is this. Yeah, you can go ahead. You go ahead and put stuff up. What I do know about boxing is this. People will pay, if they love you, they'll pay to see you fight because they love you. And if they hate you, they'll pay to see you fight because they want to see you lose. You see what I'm saying? So Wilder is that guy that he has people that love him, but he has people who hate him. So ever since he lost, people are probably going to pay to want to see him lose. And if you are a LDBC fanboy, that's your guy. You're going to root for him. You see what I'm saying? So that is what it is. But Wilder is good for the sport of boxing from him stepping in the ring standpoint. And I have to give him that. So, I mean, you may not agree with it, but he is good for the sport because he knocked people out. Now, he's been knocking out a bunch of cab drivers and Uber drivers, and Uber Eats and stuff like that, and hobos and Sams and not Sams, but bums and stuff like that. That is true. But he is exciting for the sport of boxing because you do want to see the knockout. So I give him that. Let's see. Ty Trips, what's up? Drew Titan reminds me of Raw. Okay. Let's see what else we got. All right, Diallo Huggy, what do you say? Sean Porter is the measuring stick for Spence. Is the measuring stick for Spence. LDBC and their groupies are all value. They're using to elevate. To evaluate. Keep away from Spence and Crawford. Yeah, I think so. I think they want the LDBC. They don't like Crawford. They say they do. They go back and forth with Crawford. Like they don't show Crawford the same respect as they show Errol Spence. The LDBC is pro PBC fighters. I want you guys to understand this. They are pro PBC fighters. If you are not with the PBC, then it's the heck with everyone else, right? And out of the PBC, they have their favorites. You see what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. Go ahead and open everything up. Yeah. So they, that's what they are. And then if Terrence Crawford, his contract is up with Top Rank in October. If he was to leave and come to the PBC, then they'll probably like him a little bit more, but they're always going to favor other people over him. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. So there you go. There you have it. Let's see what else we got. Rod P, what's good? Rod P, what you say? I'm not a huge Wilder fan, but at the end of the day, when he's boxing, I'm paying. And yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Now that's being fair. That's being, I'm not a huge Wilder fan myself, but the guy can fight. Now I want you guys to understand saying this, and I don't know if Sporting Icons are still in the building, but and Lady Shan, let's see if you agree with this. Wilder is a damn good fighter, but he's a terrible boxer. And if you understand the fight game, you understand where I'm coming from. He has heart. He's a real good fighter. Fighting just means that you have the heart to get in there and determination to do whatever it takes to get the victory. You see what I'm saying? A lot of fights that Wilder's had in the past, he was always losing, but he found a way to get that right hand in and win. You see what I'm saying? Facts. So he does have heart. When you step in that square circle and you fight people and you putting your life on the line, listen, man, I can't take nothing away from Wilder from that. And Wilder, for him, listen, and all our honesty, me being fair, you got to give him credit. He don't have the boxing skills that Tyson Fury has. He doesn't have the boxing skills that Anthony Joshua has. He doesn't have the boxing skills that a lot of fighters have. But with his limited ability, his limited boxing skills, look how far he has came. Outside of Anthony Joshua, him and Tyson Fury make the most money in the heavyweight division outside of Anthony Joshua. But they needed each other in order to make that $25 million a piece that last fight. Do you get what I'm saying? So Wilder is a damn good fighter, but a terrible boxer. And when you get in the ring with someone like an AJ who can box and fight, who know how to put those combinations together, who understand angles, who know how to set traps, set his man up. Wilder know how to set traps too for that right hand. So I study a lot of his fights, and he has gotten better from that standpoint. But what happened was he ignored the training of Mark Breland, and he just say, I'm going to just stick to the right hand. That probably came from JD's. You see what I'm saying? So that's, but he got far with that. So I got to, hold on, guys. Let's see. Just watch your other video. Brilliant watch. You're schooling these cats on Wilder. YouTube community definitely needs you, bro. Hey, thanks a lot, Adam. There's a lot of good ones out there, though. I learned a lot from, like, the Lady Shan's channel. I learned a lot from Sporting Icons. I learned a lot from, Kurt. I learned a lot from, what's my other man name? I forgot his name. The guy right here in the States with me, hit the Tyson bell. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hit the Tyson bell. Him. So it's a lot. It's a lot that a lot of people that I learn from. But with me, I always try to put my own spin on it. You see what I'm saying? I put my own spin on it and say, hey, this is how I see it. This is how I look at it. I'm very passionate about it. Fat Apples, what do you say? Wilder lacks heart, in my opinion. Reasons being the excuses, and it doesn't show heart to admit that. Yeah, you're right about that. Now, you know what? Fat Apples, you make a valid point. What I mean by he have heart is this here. When he was getting beat down by Tyson Fury, that second fight, he didn't quit. That's what I mean by that. Anyone else would have tapped out probably, but he didn't quit. He sat there and he took that punishment. Remember when he was in the corner and Tyson Fury was putting those hammer knockers on him? He was putting them 1-2s and beating the brakes off of him. He did try to swing his left hand one time. He was just taking those punches in. You see what I'm saying? Maybe he had a concussion. I don't know. But in my opinion, Mark Breland did a good job in throwing the towel in. He saved his life. And you're right about that. He threw his team under the bus. He threw Mark Breland under the bus to the point where you had people from the LDBC, their fanboys, was threatening Mark Breland with death threats. So these guys are so pro-black, but there's two black men, two black trainers that they threaten to have to take their lives, or they threaten that someone should do something to them. You see what I'm saying? But you pro-black. That's my whole point with that. Let's see. What you say? Let's see. Craig Finch, what you say? Wilder has very fast hands for a heavyweight. Fury battered him, but he was close to about 7 to 8 lethal right hands, and Fury is still the hardest target in the division. Yeah, Fury listen, because I hear some people say that, hey, if AJ would have landed those punches that Fury landed, AJ would have knocked him out. Probably so. Or AJ is more powerful puncher than Wilder, than not Wilder, but Tyson Fury. But I think if that fight would have went on another round, he would have got knocked out anyways. I believe that. A TKO prevents you from getting knocked out. See, a TKO is a technical knockout, meaning technically you got knocked out because if the fight would have went further, you probably would have got put to sleep. And the punishment that Wilder took that fight where his face was swelling up, he could have got killed that night. All jokes aside. And I don't want to see that happen to nobody. He could have got killed that night in that fight. You see what I'm saying? So I see why he thought that Tyson Fury might have had something in his gloves. Because the first fight, Tyson Fury didn't sit on his punches. He was flicking his wrist, flicking his jab, and his gloves were slipping off. When he got with Sugar Hill, which I think was the best move he could have made, and nothing against Ben Davison, but Ben Davison couldn't have put together a game plan for Wilder to do, for Fury to do to Wilder that second fight, what Sugar Hill did. Ben Davison would have never put that plan together like that. Because their whole thing was, you got to stay away from Wilder's right hand. Sugar Hill was like, no, we finna come at him. So Ben Davison is a great trainer. You know, it's just two different styles of training there. You know what I mean? But yeah, Wilder does have fast hands. And Wilder really is, you know, he's barely heavyweight. What you say, Big Baby Anderson will be America's next heavyweight champion? Yeah, Jared Anderson, it will be that. I really believe that. I really believe that. But if he's going to have to go through AJ to get it, because I think once Fury finishes these last two fights, I think he's going to retire. Because Fury doesn't have the passion for boxing like Anthony Joshua does. Fury don't care nothing about that. Fury like, okay, you the best guy on the planet. Okay, I want to fight you. And then once I beat you, then I can walk off to the sunset. That's Fury's mentality. To me, he's not passionate like Anthony Joshua. So, but Big Baby Miller will have to go through Anthony Joshua in order to be there, or whoever he may have to fight. You know what I mean? But Big Baby Miller also spars with Tyson Fury, and I think that Big Baby Miller would probably, Jared Anderson. Let's just say Jared Anderson, because people may think of Big Baby as the other guy. We don't want to talk about the other Big Baby, the one that get popped with drugs, PEDs and stuff. We don't want to talk about him. But we're talking about Jared Anderson, guys. It's up and coming to heavyweight. I think he's going to be the new next champion. He's a switch hitter. He can box southpaw. He can box orthodox, and he has power. He's a good guy. Let's see. Don't ask me. What do you say? That's another circular problem. JD's let him get away with doing nothing, and that's why Wilder likes him. Yeah, Wilder doesn't train. He doesn't train, so that's his problem. Let's see. Coach got the footage of the rapping. Yeah. What you say, Halim? Coach got the footage of the rapping. Even Mauricio Suleiman was there. Yeah, he was there. He was there to rapping on the second fight. I don't know about the first fight, but he was there. Let's see. Eddie Shan, what do you say? 3 knockdown rule. I'm sure back in the day, TKO was if a fighter was down 3 times. The fight's finished. Yeah, TKO was if there's a no 3 knockdown rule. If there's a 3 knockdown rule, that's a TKO. But a TKO also is a fighter can be taking so much punishment that he doesn't have enough sense to go down. So we're going to save this fighter by waving the fight off, calling it a TKO. Either the referee is going to do it, the doctor can do it, or the corner will throw the towel in. You see what I'm saying? Perfect example. When Anthony Joshua fought Andy Ruiz, he got dropped like what, 4 times? The 4th time he got dropped, the referee was talking to Anthony Joshua. He spit his mouthpiece out. Now, as soon as you spit your mouthpiece out, you don't want to fight no more. That's what happened. And the referee stopped the fight. And Joshua was like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? But Joshua didn't want to fight anymore. He wasn't in his right state of mind. He had a concussion, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So, hey, Mo. Yeah, but, so the TKO is to protect the fighter for receiving any more damage. Sporting Icons, what do you say? Anderson's going to be the real deal, bro, in my opinion, but needs to be guided correctly. No rush to prove anything yet. I agree with that. I don't want to see Anderson fight Anthony Joshua and Anthony Joshua kill him. I don't want to see him fight Fury, even though they do spar. So he'll probably have a better time with Fury more so than Joshua, because Joshua's more of an assassin. You see what I'm saying? Joshua, what I like about Anthony Joshua on Sporting Icons is this. Joshua is not like Fury. Fury fights to the level of his competition. When Fury fights, in my opinion, an inferior fighter, he fights like an inferior fighter himself. You see, if you get what I'm saying? Fury fights down to his competition. When Anthony Joshua fights a scrub, he beats a scrub like he's supposed to get beat. Joshua, we finna get him out of here. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's a different mentality, but you're right. I don't want to see Anderson get in the ring with any of the top fighters right now. But I do want to see Anderson fight or Odo Wallin. I want to see Anderson fight. Well, Odo Wallin might be a little bit too experienced for him. No, I think that'll be a good fight. Odo Wallin, Dominique Brazil, who else, guys? Ijaba, Kawasaki, with the guy that's from Kanowski or whatever. I always, the Polish guy from New York. I would love to see him fight those guys. But you're right. He shouldn't be in a rush right now. They're building him up. We don't want him to rush yet. He's not ready for the elite fighters, in my opinion. Yeah. And Tony, what do you say? Showbiz the adult. Yeah, I always forget his name. Let's see. Listen, I would like to see what you say. Anderson needs a domestic title fight. I would like to see Anderson fight. What's the guy that has the WBA regular title? He's a nobody. That's why I don't remember his name. But yeah, he fought here in Hollywood at the Hard Rock not too long ago. He beat what's the guy's name that Deontay Wilder took the title from? The Haitian guy with the dreads. He beat that guy and took the belt. It was up for grabs. It was a vacant WBA regular belt, which I think they have too many belts in boxing anyways. The WBA should only have one belt. Should only be one WBC belt, one IBF belt, and one WBO belt. It shouldn't be multiple versions of the same belt. That's crazy, in my opinion. Trevor Bryan. That's what his name is. For the icons. Good looking out. I forgot his name, man. Because he's a nobody. Trevor Bryan. Yeah, Anderson would kill Trevor Bryan. But tell me, what do you think? I think that he needs to fight Trevor Bryan so he can have a title. You see what I'm saying? He's not ready for AJ. Stay away from AJ. Stay away from Wilder. Tyson Fury is probably going to retire if this AJ fight gets announced. If it happens. But I believe it'll happen. But I think that I think he needs to fight that guy to get the belt. Don King promotes him. Don King promotes Trevor Bryan. I don't know if you knew that on Sport Icons, but he promotes him. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. Agnes. Yeah, Trevor Bryan. That's his name. Always, the guy's a bum. Like, to me, he's a bum. I never heard of the guy. And I'm right here in the States. I never heard of him. You see what I'm saying? So that tells you everything you need to know. Mr. Hankey, what's going on? Bruh, is everyone forgotten that Wilder admitted on his Twitter that he was offered more money to fight AJ, yet chose Fury, admitting that he was ducking AJ this whole damn time? Yeah, you know what? I've shot a video on that, and it's in editing also. I just did 2 videos in editing. Notice how, remember what I said about the LDBC. Their whole thing is they spit out narratives. If it doesn't fit their narrative, they're going to dismiss it. So their whole reporting in sport boxing analysis is all about whatever we say, it has to fit our narrative. They don't have an objective bone in their body. Everything about them is subjective. You see what I'm saying? So just to let you know that. All right, my fight predictions. Wilder will get Trevor Bryan soon. Look at the WBA rankings. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see. Sporting Icons. Where are you at? I just saw something that you said. Let's see. Mr. Agnes, you're right about that. Showbiz the adult. And Mazino, salute, fam, salute. CH4R Low. What's going on, brother? Stavern. Yeah, that's his name. Yeah, Stavern. Bermain Stavern. Another ball. You know what I mean? Another ball. Oh, man. Yeah, but Wilder did admit that that AJ offered him more money. Now, remember at the time, the LDBC wasn't saying that. But since Wilder admitted it, he chose not to fight AJ. He chose to fight Fury. Understandably so, because this is what he was probably thinking. I'm going to beat the man that beat the man. Meaning Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko and took all of his belts. The same belts that AJ have, he took that, right? And then, so he figured, I'm going to beat him. Tyson Fury was 700 pounds on coke, coming off of mental depression. I'm going to beat him. And then the first fight, Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder 10 rounds. I scored that fight. 10 rounds, he beat this guy. Wilder only won 2 rounds. The 2 rounds that he knocked him down in, right? And then in the rematch, he didn't know that he was going to see a different animal in Tyson Fury. So that's what happened. Sporting Icons, what do you say? My prediction is Wilder will fight Trevor Bryan soon. Yeah, I agree with that. But tell him said he needs to build himself up a bit, and then I believe he'll be ready for AJ in those other fights. You talking about Anderson? Man, AJ is a tough fight, bro. Man, that's a tough fight. AJ is the truth, man. I don't want to see Anderson in there with AJ, to be honest with you. But if he fight AJ and lose to AJ, there's no shame in that. You lost to a bad boy. You see what I'm saying? So, I would like to see Anderson probably not now, but later on down the line fight Andy Ruiz. Not now, but later on down the line. That would be a good measuring stick. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I would like to see that. Let's see. Fat Apples, Bermain, Speedo, Gonzalez, Deverne. He chose Fury thinking that, he chose Fury thinking that he's an easier fight. But he made that was the worst assumption of his life. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sometimes you could, when you're cherry picking, sometimes you could pick the wrong cherry. Wilder clearly picked the wrong cherry when he picked Tyson Fury. You see what I'm saying? That's when cherry picking goes wrong. We need, Sporty Icons, you need to make a video. Let me see, where you at? Where you at? They all need to stay clear of Michael Hunter right now. I think he beats Wilder and Ruiz right now. Michael Hunter, you think so? I got to look at some more Michael Hunter's fight. Michael Hunter is a bad boy too, though. You're right about that. Michael Hunter is pretty good. I think that you might have a point, man. Let me look at some more Michael Hunter's fights. Yeah, let me do that. Hey, but you know what? Hey, Sporty Icons, you need to make a video called "When Cherry Picking Goes Wrong." We need to put together a list of fighters. You'll turn the AC on for me. We need to put together a list of fighters that cherry pick certain opponents and they got beat, upsets. You know what I mean? I'm not going to talk about Tyson and Buster Douglas. That wasn't a cherry pick. Buster Douglas was Tyson's mandatory. Tyson just got beat by him. And Mike Tyson didn't make any excuses for why he lost. But let's see. Jabba and Trevor Bryan, that'd be a good fight. A fit trained Ruiz can give anybody a hard time. Rod P, I agree with that. Especially now that Andy Ruiz is training with Eddie Reynoso. I really agree with that. Craig Finch, what do you say? Shelley Winkle turned down the zone $120 million because they wanted millions to watch on Fox pay-per-view. He said that. Then made no counter offer to put it on pay-per-view at all. Listen, to this day, I believe that Deontay Wilder regrets that he turned down $120 million contract. Yeah, they saying we want to know what AJ was making. Let me explain something to you. I don't care what AJ was making. If you're offering me a $120 million fight for 3 fights to fight on the zone, $20 million to fight Dominique Brazil, which would have been overpaying, and then $50 million to fight Anthony Joshua, the first fight, and then another $50 to fight him the second fight. $120 million is life-changing money. Who turns that down? Like, really? What you say, bro, Andy Ruiz was fat, is still fast. Imagine how good he'll be now. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, listen, I have to get ready to go to the gym. I really love rocking out with you guys, man. Sheldon Moore, man, thanks so much, man. I'm going to give everybody shout-outs. Shout out to Sporty Icons, man. You're one of my favorite channels on YouTube. Shout out to Lady Shan. We got to do this show soon, Shan. Sporty Icons, I sent you my email, brother. Please hit me up or give me your email so I can get in contact with you. And I really love to do a show with you. Absolutely. You, Stamina for Sale with Tunde and Spencer. The other channels. There's so many good ones. I really want to do something with you guys. And because I love the way you guys break stuff down and you're not biased. You're not biased. You're not, even if you like AJ, but you're not pro AJ to the point to where you tear another fighter down. You look at it objectively, and that's all I ask for. When you're reporting stuff, just be objective. Give me both sides of the argument. Don't tell me, yeah, AJ will smash this guy. Tell me why he'll smash him. You see what I'm saying? And tell me how the other guy, how you can possibly see how he can beat AJ. What strengths that he may have that way he can exploit weaknesses on AJ or Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. I like to call him Beyonce Wilder because he likes to twerk. And other stuff. So I'll let you guys know when I get John David Jackson on. I've been talking to him for the past couple of days. I haven't heard back from Shannon Briggs yet. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I reached out to him. I'm going to reach out to him again. But, I'm going to see can I get him. But other than that, guys, that's it. We're going to do another live tomorrow at about, I'll let you know. I don't know the time yet, but I'll let you guys know. I'm going to drop another video tomorrow at 2 o'clock. and then we're gonna do a live right after that to follow up on the video, okay? That I'm dropping tomorrow. Other than that, guys, that's it. Sheldon Moore, salute fam. Tell them, salute fam. Fat Apple, salute. Rob P, salute. Sporter Icon, salute. Mr. Agnes 245, salute. Let's see. Okay, bro. Thanks so much, Sporter Icons. Rob P, salute. Lady Shan, what's going on, sis? Listen, we got to do this show. If we don't do this show, I'm gonna pull up with the LDBC Nation. No, I'm just joking. Let's see. Fat Apple, salute. Sheldon Moore, salute. Joe B, salute. And Manzino HD, salute. Fan Boselli, salute. Let's see. Jethro 66, salute. Craig Finch, salute. And I think that's it. J.O., salute. Joe. Lolo, salute. Let's see who else. And I think that's it, guys. Other than that, this our boy Malachi Williams, support, represent for New Media Today USA, Coach Malachi Williams Boxing, and peace.